Pokémon, a franchise that took the world by storm and defined the childhoods of many. It has only gotten more popular with time, but what was Pokémon like way back then? More specifically, how has competitive Pokémon changed over the years for those striving to be the very best? Now that is exactly what we are here to find out. In this series, Jeexx and I will embark on an adventure to be the very best, exploring through time and space to rediscover Pokémon's past formats. In each episode, both of us will bring two teams and battle it out in a best of 3 match, and the one who wins with both teams first is crowned the champion of the episode. We hope you enjoy this trip to Pokemon's evolution with us. Welcome to the Pokemon Progression Series, A Journey Through Time. The second generation, Gold, Silver and Crystal, based in Johto region, which itself is based on the Kansai region of Japan, capitalized on the resounding success of the first one and was actually supposed to be the end for Pokemon initially. Staying very similar, while also fixing many of the broken things present in the first generation, like partial trapping moves like Wrap Bind, Fine Fire Spin, balancing out the type chart with buffs to Ghost and Fighting and nerfs to Psychic, as well as some other changes, and splitting the special stat into Special Attack and Special Defense, among other changes. Still, the largest and most impactful were definitely the addition of 2 new types, Dark and Steel, as well as the addition of held items, although the pool was still fairly small, as well as the addition of 100 new Pokemon. It also made crit chance now truly random instead of being impacted by the speed stat and added some very keen moves, some of them which included Spikes, Sleep Talk, Hidden Power, and Pursuit. What's up guys and gals, and welcome back to the Pokemon Progression Series, and this time we are here with Generation 2 UU. Hopefully these games are gonna be even close to as good as OU was, because man, those games were amazing. But once again, we have 2 teams here. Don't mind these, I was mostly figuring out stuff. It was mostly because one of my teams initially had Crobat in it, but I decided that electric types are way too good for to go unnoticed, and I was honestly thinking of running one here as well, but I wanted to use Bellossom, and we have Thunder on Nidoqueen here, so decided to go with that. But the first team, as you can say, please no Aerodactyl, Crobat, or Electrode, and basically this team tries to use Scyther to just win the game, but there are quite a few things that are hurting Scyther in the tier. As if I pull this up, like a lot of the stuff that outspeeds Scyther also just explodes him, like Aerodactyl, obviously with rock type moves. Crobat has access to Haze. He's even speed time. Scyther is speed time with something like Electabuzz. Obviously, Electrode being the fastest mon in the tier, being an electric type. Kadabra is also a speed type, but that's a little less bad. And there's a lot of here that hurts Scyther, but at the same time, Scyther is still a pretty threatening late game sweeper. So I'm running him regardless, but let's go in order and start with Qwilfish. Qwilfish, best spiker in the tier, also like good dual stab coming from a relatively decent stat line. I'm running Hydro Pump instead of Surf to hit as hard as possible, because obviously 55 special attack is not a lot, so we need the extra power from Hydro Pump. And then Haze is here, so nobody can set up on us, and obviously Spikes, self-explanatory. Then we have a Sleep Talk, basically a budget Snorlax in Gramble here. Does essentially the same thing, but decided to go for Return here as my normal type move of choice. Unfortunately, it doesn't get Double Edge, which obviously would have been better, but still pretty good. Then we have a Slowbro, Psychic, Surf, and then a Rest and Sleep Talk, so just to be able to hit anything really like Psychic here for poison types. Like you can also see that my team actually doesn't handle Qwilfish very well, so Slowbro is also there to answer Qwilfish, as well as the aforementioned Aerodactyl and Crobat. And then we have Nidoqueen, Earthquake, Thunder, Ice Beam, just a 3 attacking move once again. Like Thunder actually gives us a lot of like a lot of breakpoints that we need, specifically Thunder for no Thunderbolt, and the Moonlight is just here to help our longevity. Obviously a very good and balanced stat spread, so the Nidoqueen is just there to give us the coverage that we need.
Then we have Scyther with Wing Attack, Hidden Power, Ground Sword Stance, and Baton Pass. Obviously Sword Stance for the late game sweeps, Baton Pass if we need to switch out. Obviously Scyther is still, although I listed a lot of its counters being faster than it, if the counters are gone and then we are still threatened being able to Baton Pass the Sword Stance to something like a Gramble. A Gramble is actually really good because the only ghost type in the format directly is Haunter. Obviously we can go to the below tier as well, but even there, like, there are no ghost types directly in NU, so if Jeexx wants to run ghost types apart from Haunter, like, he would have to go like to PU, which I don't see happening, frankly. So like Gramble can just click return, and if the return is coming off a +3 instead of a +1, then that's kind of insane. Or even +2 before we need to sleep talk. So obviously Baton Pass nice for that. Wing Attack is there just to have like a good coverage stab. And then I decided to forego Hidden Power Bug because like Bug doesn't hit a lot of this stuff in the tier for super effective. We would rather go for ground because there are a lot of electric types, some of them even being like a lot slower. Obviously we can't, even at +2 we don't KO Ampharos from full life, but if we get some chip on it, then something like in a power ground is gonna do a lot. And then we have a Blossom here finally to help us a little bit with a lot of the electric types, because obviously I have 2 water types here as well as a flying type. We do have a ground type still, but I wanted to improve the matchup against a lot of the good electric types in the tier. So we have Blossom for that. Blossom is also here to help us with Stun Spore to actually help set up Scyther, as well as being able to leech something and then maybe swap into one of our like bulkier Mons to be then able to force Jeexx to switch out or have his life constantly sapped. And with like a lot of bulky mons with like leftovers in the tier, and then like on top of that being leech seeded is going to be really hard. And then Moonlight is just there for longevity and Hidden Power Grass because it's the strongest grass type move we have access to. And that's the first team. Essentially, like, set of spikes, have like a lot of bulky offense stuff, and then hopefully use Scyther to late game sweep after stuff is paralyzed and his checks are gone. That's the idea here. Number 2, I went even more into bulky offense. So like I said, like, this was initially Crobat. Crobat had Wing Attack, HP Ground, Haze, and I forget the last move, but it was there mostly to check stuff like Scyther, but I decided that I'd rather have an electric type here, and I feel like I don't get to use Ampharos a lot, and Ampharos actually in this tier specifically, like, is really nice. So let me start with Ampharos actually. So Ampharos, the reason why we're running Thunder, I basically always prefer the more consistent moves, but like stuff like Thunderbolt, you get a guaranteed OHKO and stuff like Gyarados, but for a lot of the like threatening flying types that I've listed, like Aerodactyl, Crobat, and Scyther, which I personally deem the most like threatening out of these flying types, all of those mons get OHKO'd by Thunder, or in one case I think it was a roll to get OHKO'd by Thunder, and Thunderbolt doesn't OHKO any of them. So even if we miss one and then we hit the other, it's essentially the same. Obviously, if he switched us, then we don't get the chip. But I think like in all of those 3 scenarios, like being able to have an OHKO threatened with Thunder and Thunderbolt not threatening to OHKO, I think it's still worth it to use it over what's his face? Over Thunderbolt. Then HP Ice is there just because, you know, Electric and Ice is just such good coverage offensively, and then just Rest and Sleep Talk, because obviously Ampharos is relatively bulky, so we can improve its longevity like that. And another bulky Sleep Talker, Rest, Sleep Talk, Psychic Seismic Toss. It's just to hit anything in the tier, basically. And our late game sweeper here is a Belly Drum, a Quag with Earthquake, Hidden Power Rock, and Sludge Bomb. Insanely good coverage with these moves, but obviously it's terribly slow. But if we can set him up with something like a Encore from Jumpluff, or even like have him be the recipient of a Leech Seed, then obviously that's really good here. And Jumpluff is a faster, but obviously much less bulky Blossom, but it's essentially the same thing. Like we have Stun Spore and Leech Seed here, And then we have a longevity move in Synthesis, but instead of having an actual attacking move, we now have Encore here. Encore is there to set up our other Mons, or even like help us set up a Leech Seed or a Stun Spore for free. Then we have a Blastoise here as our main spinner with Rapid Spin, Surf, Rest, and Sleep Talk. Obviously a lot of electric Mons in the tier, like I said, so I don't know how good it's gonna be. I was contemplating on, instead of having spin, like going for Earthquake, which I'm still thinking about. But like this team is less weak to electric types, because like once again we have a ground type and once again we have a resist, but this time the only like actual weak one is Blastoise, because obviously it's Jumpluff is weak on flying side but resist on grass side. But I still think like having 2 spinners is neat, because we want to avoid chip on Mons like Quag to be able to be full life when we Bellodram. And then finally, we don't have another spinner in UU itself, so I decided that I still want, not spinner, sorry, spiker. But I decided I still want a second spiker, so I went for Pineco from NU with Spikes, Rapid Spin, Explosion, and Toxic. To set the forego, a like more consistent attacking move like Hidden Power Bug or something, because Pineco like 65 attack is, it's kind of whatever. If you're hitting a 70 base power move from a 65 attack, it's not going to do anything anyway. So at this point, like, might as well just throw in the explosion if we need to chunk something. And then that's also why we have a second rapid spinner, because the likelihood of Pineco living long term is not really good. Toxic is here for the Pineco mirror, because honestly, if Jeexx also decides to look for lower tiers and we get this team against the team where he also has Pineco, I kind of like my lead being literally just Toxic, Jeexx, and like Jeexx, if Jeexx goes for Spikes and I go for Toxic and he wants to spin them away, then he spin my Spikes away or hit a swapping move or whatever, then he can do that. But then I get Spikes, I can Rapid Spin. If we're both clicking Rapid Spin, neither of us are doing any damage to leftovers, obviously, but he's constantly taking poison. The only issue there is a setup sweeper coming in, and that's why this team has Jumpluff, because Jumpluff, obviously, faster than basically all, because I don't think you would use like setup moves on the like super fast Mons. So like the fastest like sweepers are stuff like Scyther. So if we do that exchange where I click Toxic, he clicks Spikes, then he knows, okay, now he's going to set up Spikes, so I get a free switch in here. I click Spikes, he goes into a setup sweeper, he goes into the sweeper, I go into Jumpluff, and more likely than not, if he's not setting up Agility, I'm faster, and then I get a free Encore. And then from there, I have all the momentum, while also having his Pineco poisoned. But that's just one like dream scenario. We'll see how it actually pans out. But yeah, those are gonna be the 2 teams that we are bringing today. And well, not today, we're playing the games tomorrow, but you know, what is it? Oh, I don't know why I said that, but yeah, these are my teams. Hopefully you enjoyed the breakdown. Sorry, my brain is scattered today. I'm recording this way earlier than I usually do these when I record these in a day, so it's much earlier in the day than it is for me usually, so my head is still a bit scrambled. But yeah, thanks for watching the team breakdown. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you enjoyed Jeexx as well, and afterwards we will see you in the battle zone. So enjoy the rest of the episode.
Okay, we're doing Gen 2 UU? Gen 2 UU, yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm starting off with Quillfish, Blastoise, Gyarados, Magneton, Quagsire, and Slowbro on a Rain team, with the idea of setting Spikes and Rain Dance with Quillfish, then using Protect, or I was originally thinking, oh yeah, Quillfish has Explosion, right? Obviously Quillfish has Explosion. It's a pufferfish, it's gonna explode. It doesn't have Explosion in Gen 2. I don't think it has Explosion in the most recent gen either, for some reason. But I was kind of taken aback, and yeah, here we are now. I'm still gonna run it, because I need Spikes, right? Spikes are really good here. So yeah, Spikes, Rain Dance, Sludge Bomb, Protect. Protect is something that I'm still a little bit iffy on, but I feel like it's it could be easily replaced by Toxic, for example. I'll actually just do Toxic for now. Sludge Bomb, obviously, because Stab, Poison Stab, and I have a lot of stuff that's weak to Grass, so I think using Sludge Bomb to check preemptively if my opponent is swapping into like a Grass type and whatnot, it could be good. Or even swapping this into a Grass type might be decent. And then Rain Dance. Oh, actually, could do a Water move as well. I'll just do this. But yeah, and then we have Rain Dance, obviously, for strengthening the rest of the team. And yeah. Then we have Mr. President Blastoise with Earthquake, Rain Dance, Rapid Spin, Surf. I gave Rain Dance to Blastoise as well, even though I think you could probably make the argument of running like Rest on it as well. But I wanted something that has EQ that isn't just Quagsire to check electric types. Rain Dance obviously on a second Pokemon to be able to actually set it up with another Pokemon if Qwilfish dies. Rapid Spin to get rid of spikes. This is the only Rapid Spinner we have, which is kind of a problem, but still. Surf, Double Edge, Hydrogen Power Flying, and Thunder on Gyarados. This thing is to, like, as you might have assumed, check everything. Just fucking kill everything, hopefully. Thunder for other water types, Surf for everything that is weak to water, Double Edge for everything that isn't weak to either, and Hidden Power Flying for the possible option of, you know, one-hitting grass types and bug types. Then we have Magneton with Thunder, T-Wave, Rest, Hidden Power Ice. Hidden Power Ice is here to check for ground types and for grass types, pretty much. I think you can make an argument for some other stuff here. Like, for example, running grass itself, but I felt like Hidden Power Ice checks 2 instead of just 1 really well. Yeah. Then we have Quagsire here with Earthquake, Haze, Surf, Sludge Bomb. I don't have a Roar, I don't have a Whirlwinder, so I have a Haze on my Quagsire, so I can use this hopefully to get rid of stat changes. Then we have Slowbro with Shadow Ball, Rest, Psychic, Thunder Wave. Shadow Ball to check other psychic types, like for example, and also Haunter. We have Mr. Mime, we have Slowking, and I think, I'm not sure these are gonna show up at all, but I think that's probably a decent enough read. Wait, the second team has Pinecone in it. Pinecone, Haunter, Arcanine, Kabutops, Lantern, Scyther. Pinecone, same idea as Fortress. Obviously, it's the P-Evolution. Haunter, this time I'm taking a book out of Weebfox's page. A page out of Weebfox's book. I'm yoinking his shit with Haunter, hopefully. Well, mostly because I was like, I don't really want to have things on this mon. I'm thinking Explosion might be a little overkill. Could probably run Destiny Bond over this, actually. Yeah, I'll do that. We'll see how this goes. And then maybe even instead of this, run Shadow Ball for Stab. Yeah, let's do this. I think this is cool. Destiny Bond, Shadow Ball, Haze, Steve. Do I have the... Ooh, you know what I could do? Oh, this thing can't learn T-Wave. I keep thinking this thing can learn T-Wave for some reason. But yeah, this works. Now we have Arcanine with Extreme Speed, Flamethrower, Roar, and Crunch. I wanted to have a Roar on this team, or a Whirlwinder on this team, but it kind of just went in a way where I couldn't fit one in. So I gave Roar to my Arcanine. I would probably rather run something else in place of that Roar though. Then Kabutops, Century Power, Double Edge, Rest, Sword Stance, Sweeper. Simple as. Both of these are intended to like function kind of as sweepers, but while Arcanine is also going to have actual utility with Roar. Then we have Lantern with Rest, Thunderbolt, Surf, Sleep Talk. Rest Talk set up with 2 damaging moves that are pretty okay. And then we have Scyther with pretty much the same setup as we had last time with Scizor, except I have Agility instead of Wing Attack, was it? Or Steel Wing? I think I had Steel Wing on Scizor. You could make the argument that I should be running Wing Attack on Scyther this time. Like, run Sword Stance, Hidden Power, Block, Baton Pass, and Wing Attack to actually use my Sword Stance effectively. But I feel like Hidden Power Bug hits pretty much everything super effectively that I would want the Wing Attack to be hitting super effectively. There's not many fighting types in this, so I don't think it's really relevant which one I'm picking. Obviously, Poison types resist this, but still. It hits super effective on Psychic types, and I think that's the thing that really matters. But yeah, overall I think UU is pretty cool. UU is pretty fun. I obviously built like pretty much the exact same team that I had last time around, but in UU. So I'm being kind of lazy here. Anyhow, good luck with the games.
Bro, gotta get back to building that team, that deck, man. That's how I feel.
Oh, you're not interested
I,
in this
mean,
format?
I think this format is overall gonna be fairly similar to what I was playing last time around, at least, because it feels like a lot of the same things are very powerful in this format as they were in OU. It's just they're weaker, and it feels kind of unfortunate in a way that a lot of the Pokemon in this tier feel like they're just outshined by the Pokemon. Like obviously, UU exists because OU Pokemon are just better versions of them, right?
Yeah, I was gonna
But it's
say
like, bro, it's annoying. It's unfortunate.
You're not gonna
This is
believe
a
it
shit
when I
tier.
say there's a lot of
Yeah.
instances where that's the case, and that's why the tiers are there.
I think UU might be the most like underwhelming in terms of differences between OU and right?
I guess for
Whereas like every tier
early
after
gens, that's fair. Because like later gens, like when I started playing competitive singles, like in Sun and Moon format, like it was like UU was always my favorite format to play. But I guess it makes sense for early formats, and especially like before we get abilities, like abilities obviously are gonna change the game a lot. But before that, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
I think like a lot of water types, like a lot of water types again that are fairly strong, but that in OU were outshined by the water types available there, Starmie, Suicune, whatnot. But now this time around, there's like Gyarados, Blastoise, Quagsire even.
Yep.
They're pretty good. They're solid Pokemon. But
There's-
they're not as good as Suicune and Vaporeon and Starmie.
That is true. And there's always gonna be like that sort of stuff where it's like I think I'm pretty confident in saying water is the most populated type out of every single Pokemon type. I'm
I'll believe you,
pretty
100%.
confident in saying that. It might have been like before Fairy was introduced. I know normal is up there, but obviously Fairy balanced it out. But I think like these days, I'm fairly confident in saying that water is the most populated type. If I had to put money on a type, I would put it on water.
Yeah, I think water is definitely the most popular.
Also, hi
Like-
to Jeex's chat. I obviously can't see y'all, but hope y'all are doing good. Thank you for once again
Cloudy-
lending our streamer.
Cloudy brought forth a good argument. Fusion being in quotation marks means it's listed in archetypes.
If there's a card that's just called Fusion, you can have that.
No, there's a archetype of cards that have fusion as their connecting thing.
I hate that I picked a guy to do the series with who's always trying to, when already we have so many niche rules that half of which I forget about, is always trying to also go like, but what if with this?
What if, polymerization is in the set because it's mentioned on these cards. Mask change is in the set because it's mentioned on these cards.
Yeah, and obviously like Miracle Fusion is in the set because the set has heroes, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's like just something that you assume.
I
Then-
don't
then it
assume.
doesn't
That's
turn out
why
to
I
be
look
true.
through the set and
Yeah.
see what's in there.
No.
But that's fine. I don't want to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm gonna have to go through, relive our Monday experience in a few hours when I need to edit that garbage episode, bro.
800% speed and mute it and just put on some music.
I'll just put it on some speed that somebody, if they're crazy, can watch it. But yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I mean, not to think about that now.
yeah, that's neither here nor there yet. Now we're here to talk about Pokemon and specifically Gen 2 UU. We started last week off really strong. If you haven't watched the episode, go watch it. Definitely our best one thus far. Easily the best matches.
100%.
And hopefully we can continue that. I will say I have... last time I was just trying to showcase Gen 2 stuff for my teams. Now it was just like, oh, these Pokemon seem cool. I guess we'll go with these. But this time I also looked at the tier a little bit more to build my team and not be like, let me build this team around this super slow ground type when 40% of the format is water types.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even then, like, you didn't have that many water types. It was like 3 or 4, right? Well, there was a bunch of other like electric types, fire types, and like generally Pokemon that weren't exactly strong against ground. So I think it was fine. Marowak is fine. It was just unfortunate that the
You
teams that I
decided
happened
to
to
run every single water type.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
All fucking water types. Oh yeah, Cloyster too. Cloyster's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of the water types
Wow.
were good.
I'm good to go. Quick side note. Cloudy says, and I quote, "I hate how I picked someone to do this with that is trying to be cool and inventive with our rules for a more unique and colorful experience, usually for heroes." He's spitting facts though.
Yeah, you guys are really
He's speaking
magnanimous. Y'all can jerk each other off. And if you want to join the Jeexx Circle Jerk, tune in on twitch.tv/Jeexx live every Sunday. Except when he's not. But usually he is. I respect y'all trying to innovate, because I'm not an innovator. That's why all my series are stolen ideas. Good artists innovate and great artists steals. No, it was borrow and great steal. And I'm no artist, but I would at least try to be great, so that's why we're doing the stealing stuff. Smile.
I feel like your behavior right now is very ignominious.
And I feel like we should get started before I get equally pissed as I did on Monday. No, I'm doing good. I'm doing good today, so we should be chilling. But Jeexx is not online. No, last team May 16th at 3:12 p.m. 2 days ago.
What does this keep happening, bro?
I don't know.
I was literally logged in yesterday, and I was like, nah.
You probably went to some sussy sites and cleared your cookies as a result.
I don't ever clear my cookies or history.
But you do go on the saucy sites.
I do.
I respect it. Always click on the links, guys. They might lead you somewhere.
Anyhow, I am now online.
Yeah, I can see you. So I will see you for another brief ramble after the games. But best of luck to you, gamer, and remember to validate your teams, which actually, I'll also do, because you have after that one time you have that didn't sound good.
Classic. Why is this banned? What the fuck, bro?
This fucking guy.
Dude, I even made I broke this. I did a breakdown for this. I'm gonna make a note for you to put a thing on there that says later.
Oh, okay, yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. So I can do that. Thank you. But yeah, I'll let you figure that out, and I will go deafen, and I will see you after the games.
Will do.
Good luck. All right, and I see him typing, so just in case he puts it on Discord, I will close this because I don't want to get any spoilers about his team. So, Generation 2 UU. But yeah, like I said, last time was such sick games. I think it's featured, yeah. Last time it was such sick games. And hopefully we can match that. And the reason we're leading this is I can't touch Quillfish on my Quillfish, and I don't want to go the Quillfish off because honestly I don't have even good switching. So just purely based on the assumption he's gonna have Quillfish in his first team, I'm leading Slowbro. If his first team is Pineco as a spiker, assuming he has spikers in both of his team, then that's gonna be really annoying. But I'm going on a hunch, and okay, it is Quillfish, perfect. I am not even going to predict anything here. I will just click Psychic. If he unveils a Dark type, then that's fine. Weather report is funny. Is it going to be JoJo stance? I will go on a hunch immediately, minute 1, and assume that it's going to be JoJo stance. He does go for the spikes. We don't get the KO, but okay. Now I will immediately be a freak and go into the calc and see if Slowbro kills with Surf. And Surf does kill. I did figure, but wanted to make sure. He goes into his own Slowbro. I'm assuming this thing is carrying Thunder if he's going into this, but... Or it might be an Amnesia set, actually. Now when I think about it. He immediately clicked a move, which is honestly pretty terrifying. I could go into my own thing here, but I don't think... He might have ice moves or fire moves too. This is actually kind of scary because we don't know what this thing has. We'll go Gramble here. Not getting our own spike set. T-Wave, yeah, that's pretty safe. I don't think he's gonna have anything to touch me with, and we have rest, so I will click on a curse and we'll see what we have after. The only ghost type in the tier is Haunter, so, and I'll be honest, I don't think Haunter is very... And I think that might have been a game-losing crit. It's a crit psychic. Oh, I think we just lose. Because now his psychic just kills. That's devastating. That is genuinely the worst case scenario. I think we're just losing that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's game. That's so fucking whack. That's so annoying. I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed. God, alright. I mean, shit happens. 6.5% chance to immediately lose the game, and it happens, but we'll see if we can do something about it. We miss Leech. Why would he go into this thing, though? Is it HP Fire or HP Ice? I know it was going to be one of these, but, like, he's not going to deal damage to me. Now, the question is, can I Stun Spore a... Oh, fuck. This is so annoying. I'm assuming it's going to be HP Ice. We'll click Stun Spore. Because we're taking a lot of damage here, but immediately we miss that too. That is so annoying. I'll stall for a little bit with Moonlight. We get some chip. If that crit, then, you know, at that point, just fuck me up. I'm deadass. I don't even know if Stun Spore works on Electric. I'm pretty sure it still works in Gen 2, and I'm gonna play based on that. But Thunder Wave. I guess he predicted a switch. I'm just chilling here. We're getting a bit of chip, and we're burning HBPP, which honestly might be relevant. Dude. The game hates me today. I mean, without crit, he can still kill me, so I can just go for this and then Moonlight. Okay. You can paralyze these, and then you do still get the slowdown. So after this, like, I'm pretty sure we're faster now, but okay, we're not. That's fine. But just get full parrot here. Oh, I love this game. I'll just go for this. I want to see if it's HP Ice or HP Fire. Oh, well, he got parrot there. Alright, well, we have to play out of our fucking mind to bring this back. I don't think he would stay in, but would he have a flying type is the question. I don't think the flying types in this are crazy. There is Aerodactyl and there is like Crobat and shit, but like I don't think none of us are touching us, even if he switches out. So I'll just click Earthquake. If he switches out, then we can go for... Oh. Now the question is it a Belly Drum Quag? Am I calling out Belly Drum? Because I want to go into this and Haze, but... not having spikes up sucks here, but... if we don't get too old, like I'm confident like this team can still win. If we lose this, Bot can pick up the win game 2. But I do think this is a better team than my other one, so I'm a little scared of that. He just goes for the Earthquake, that's fair. But we do get a safe switch now. That tells me though that I don't think this thing has belly drum. Or maybe he just like wanted to go for the kill there. But yeah, not having spikes really sucks here. He can always go his own Slowbro, unfortunately. If we get the Psychic drop, what does that do? This might end up being a really stally game. Yeah, he always goes his own Slowbro, and he's gonna click Thunder Wave here. Unfortunately for that, we don't really have much. I think we need to go into this thing to take the... Actually, do I just sack Quillfish here? I think the game is genuinely over. I don't think, because we have such similar teams, I don't think there's anything I can do if I don't just like get insane crits every time. But obviously here he just clicks Surf. We just have to go for Thunder and pray for maybe Para or a crit. But like maybe there are some switches that I could have done better, but I genuinely think like this was 100% lost on a, and we don't get a crit, we don't get a Para. If he wants to play it safe, he's a switched out, we can afford to predict that. We literally either this crits or we lose, and it doesn't, or Para? Yeah, no, we just lose. I honestly think I would rather save the knowledge that I have and the... He will know this, but he doesn't know about the Scyther. I genuinely think, like, there is nothing we can do to bring this back, because a Scyther can't break through the Quagsire. There is nothing we can do to break through the Quagsire. The Quillfish completely, obviously, like, he has multiple things to complete Tankar Quillfish, and Slowbro... Because, like, he can swap here. If we get this thing killed, then maybe there's a chance, but... fuck it. It's gonna be a quick one to lose, so I'll just play it out. But this is 100% lost. He's gonna switch out here, but I don't want to make any crazy predictions here, because, like, if this thing lives, like, we automatically lose. With this thing out, like, there is a chance that Slowbro clutches, but he's never gonna let this thing die, because he knows these two Mons, and he knows he needs this for my Slowbro. Yeah. Alright, there's Blastoise. Well, we do roll the poison, but yeah, like, I don't think there is going to be a world where we win this. The poison is good, because if he wants to spin, again, most likely it's going to be just Earthquake, right? And we could predict that with this, but there's nothing we can do with Scyther afterwards, because he can just Ice Beam us, right? And I don't think his Mons are in KO range. Yeah, we need chip on Quag. Like, I know he's Earthquaking here. Like, 100%, right? But like I said, like, we need chip on Quag before Scyther can sweep. And we don't know what the last one is. But if we get chip on this thing and we get chip on Quag, there is a possibility we can sweep. This thing is fast. No, it is slower than me. There's no way. I don't feel like calcing it. I don't think Earthquake kills, but we will go for spikes. He goes for Earthquake. Another. Cool. Yeah. That's game. Yeah, we'll just go into this. I think he has Ice Beam on this thing. I don't think Ice Beam kills, but at this point, like, we just pray that we get a crit on Quag, and the last Mon isn't like Crobat or something. If the last one is anything that outspeeds Scyther, we automatically lose. Does that mean he doesn't have something to hit us with? I'm just so ready for the last Mon to be Crobat with Haze. But like I said, like, there probably were things that I could have done different. It's Gyarados. Well, I don't think we KO this unless we get a crit. So, well, for the crit, I guess. If we crit this and one-shot it, and we crit Quagsire and one-shot it, there's a chance, but yeah, no. I don't think he switches out, because, yeah, there's no way he switches. There's nothing that outspeeds us in his team, which is good, but there's no way he goes Magneton here. Maybe he doesn't, but I think, like, Hidden Power Ground is so obvious on Scyther, because you need it on Scyther. There's no way I KO Blastoise. If I'm him, I just go Blastoise here. Like, we don't KO either of these Mons without crits. So, if he just goes either of these, he checkmates it. Yeah. Alright, let's see if we can get a crit. Nope. And that's it. GG, unlucky. No need to play it out because we can't do anything. But yeah, like I said, hacks happen, and I definitely had things that I could have played different, but I can't feel too bad about that loss because I genuinely think that was just unwinnable, basically, with those hacks. Like, the Psychic crit was devastating, and then on top of that, him getting the, was it the crit on my Nidoqueen? It was Nidoqueen or Bellossom. I think Bellossom. No, it was Quillfish Earthquake crit. And, like, I think... I mean, I don't think. I know I said it in my... What's his face? I said it in the Generation intro, but I don't know if everybody watches those. But the Generation intro, I said, like, so... Crit was changed for this one. A crit was changed for Gen 2. Oh, he also has Toxic. That's cool. Okay. I literally went Toxic for this exact, like, 1v1. It'll be interesting to see if he's willing to do the face off. Because I'm willing to face off here because I have a second spinner. He goes into Scyther. Interesting. There's nothing you can do to KO me here. If he now swaps into Haunter or baiting this explosion, he's a beast. But with this thing, actually, I have a free switch into Jumpluff. Actually, he might go Wing Attack. If he goes Wing Attack, it's annoying. Explosion doesn't kill, but we then get to go Jumpluff and Encore. So I'm still going for it. If he wants to, if he swaps into Haunter, that's a really cool and really good play. Actually, is there... There's no way he's wing attacking this thing. But if he wing attacks and I go Jumpluff, do I just lose? That's the thing that I'm thinking here. I really want to go into this to encore him into Swords Dance, is my thing. I think Explosion already is too... I think I literally talked about this in my team breakdown. I had this exact scenario. We go Jumpluff here. I think the explosion is too obvious on this thing. And if he goes Swords Dance, then this also works out. He's passing. That's a really good play, actually. Alright, and I would assume that he's predicting a switch, but at the same time, I really need this thing for Scyther. So if he goes for a Will-O-Wisp or something like that, we don't care. We have rest here, so I won't over-predict. We'll just go Blastoise. Yeah. I also, last time I made so... Oh, the 10% burn, really? That's annoying. Well, we'll just click Surf here. I have had episodes where I've gotten really lucky, so... But today we're definitely playing against Hex. Does he have water absorb? Oh yeah, nothing. I was gonna say, does he have water absorb? At this point, I feel like a switch is obvious, but at the same time, there's really nothing he can do to hit our Ampharos, right? Unless for whatever reason he's Hidden Power Ground. But I don't think there's any reason for you to do that. I'll go Ampharos here. He might also... This thing gets Baton Bash, right? Rest? Okay, it's Rest, Sleep Talk, Water Move, Electric Move. So we're good on that. No. He might have a ground type, but we are well suited dealing with ground types, so instead I would rather just click Surf. So Sleep Talk, he gets Surf, 25%. We hit the Thunder for 39. He will go for another one. And he gets another Surf. Okay, getting lucky with those, unless he's actually... Now he's gonna wake up, and the question is, will he rest again? I think he does, right? He definitely clicks rest here. So we just go Thunder, and then we can rest afterwards. If I'm 100% just clicking rest here. Yep, that was obvious. So now we hopefully, well, we missed the Thunder. Now, do I bet on him hitting it? Or do I just go into something else? I can go into Jump Bluff to Leech Seed and Encore this thing, which actually, yeah, that's the play. Don't get a Thunder here. Dude. Okay, the Sleep Talk is really favoring him, huh? We always click Leech Seed here. That's fine. And this time, he will Swords Dance. But we're fast. Actually, if he... I don't even care if he... because we're faster. If he... SD, please. Thank you. And now we get free setup. I don't think he stays in, but if he switches out, I'm perfectly fine with that. But we will always Encore here. I think he's switching out, but I'd rather Encore because we still have tempo. And we have Scyther paralyzed, which is really huge for us. For our late game. Because this team is trying to... Okay, there we go. And now his stock on... Swords Dance. He will always switch out here, right? But the question is, what would he switch out here? I think I'd rather just go into something that can deal with this, right? He's never switching into Lantern on this thing. Willingly. I think we just go Ampharos and don't really worry about it. Alright, now, does he spin here? Is the question. Because if he spins, he might be setting up spikes too. He might be exploding. There's a lot of stuff he can do here. He might, if he goes for Toxic, are we just like, do we just win with... Actually, wait, do we just go Quag here and just win with Belly Drum? Is Rapid Spin or Toxic or Spikes? In all of those cases, I want to go Quag here. His last move is definitely Explosion, because Jeexx loves Boom. Like, he absolutely loves Boom. Actually, he might have just HP Bug to have a Bug type move, but I think Pineco's like attack is so pitiful that I don't think it's worth it. We still don't know what these two Mons are. Yeah, he booms. That's fine. We don't get leftovers recovery here, but okay. Now the question here is, if I'm him, like, I need this thing gone, 100%. But at the same time, this is such a obvious switch, but I'm still a bit of extreme speed. But we're always taking this thing. Now here the question is, does he go into Lantern? I think Lantern is the obvious one, but at the same time, like, we can infinitely, we know the whole set, we can infinitely tank with Jump Bluff. So I will stay in it once again and click Surf. I don't want to overpredict things. He gets his next Sleep Talk turn. He has it calls Rest once with it, but we once again we will go into Jump Bluff here. There's also, like, there's a 66% chance when he goes for Sleep Talk and we go into Quagsire that he just loses. And here I could click Encore, but I think I'd rather Leech Seed because the chance of him swapping out are pretty high. But we can just PP stall this thing out. Oh yeah, I should also be writing Actually, you know what? Can I just have this here? I can. Okay, swag. Alright. This thing will have Thunderbolt and Psychic, and does he even get a poison move? I'm not gonna lie. I do not know. Does Haunter even get a poison move? He doesn't. He might have HP Ice though, which is the scary thing, and I really do want to keep this thing around. I think the safe bet here is Hypno. Alright, he takes our leftovers. I actually don't feel too bad about Hypno being the one to lose his lefties. He doesn't really have good switch-ins to this, so assuming that this is a dark type, we'll just click this. But yeah, this one does have Haunter. We don't want to have these be proper games, so I'm currently on my other monitor. I'm writing just his theme down, just so I know it for the third game. Because I think it's honestly, like, cool to play proper. Oh, did he not think that I had Psychic? Huh. I guess it's not as common of a set to have, but that's still interesting. Or maybe he was making a prediction. Hopefully he doesn't run out of time. Let's go. This is lefties. You know, flamethrower. And extreme speed. Debond, debond, debond. Alright, what is the last one? I think currently, like, if I'm him, do I go Arcanine? I think I got this thing. Okay, I was predicting Arcanine. He will wake up here. And I guess we can force... I don't really care about this thing anymore is the thing. But the question is... how much does it do? It almost Okos. Holy shit, explosion is broken. Just in case... If he rests, though. No, we can just bring in something faster at that point. Do we have anything faster than this, though? We do have this. Do I predict the rest? It would be such a ballsy call. I think this is the most important thing for us to get rid of, but at the same time, I can just infinitely PP stall it and jump off, so... He does get a crit. But Destiny Bond was a little annoying, but it's still fine. But yeah, we always click lead sheet here. I don't care what he goes into. Please, Jeexx, don't run out of time. There we go. We could stun spore this thing, but I honestly don't know if I care. I could just encore it as well. We do have synthesis. Do I just synthesis here? I'll take the synthesis turn. Yeah, like this thing cannot beat us 1v1. It's the thing. And I think Jeexx is going to realize it really quickly. I think he's gonna swap out here, so we'll stun spore whatever he goes into. Oh, he stays in. That's fine. Now, do we take the 30-30 chance? Because, like, he has a 66% chance to call Rest or Thunderbolt. Obviously, none of which work on Quag. So, do we just go Quag? I think we just do. We don't need to, though, is the thing. Like, once again, like, this thing cannot touch us. I'm not really advancing the game state, though, is the issue. Do I just PP stall this thing out, genuinely? He only has 12 more sleep talks left. This is so lame. I'm gonna stay in and click stun spore. I can infinitely PP stall this thing, and I genuinely think it's the best play we have. Never mind. He calls the 10% and tells us. Well, I'm gonna sit here and click Stun Spore. The paralysis is really fucking annoying though, I will not lie. But I'm genuinely like, I'm just staying here and PP stalling him out. Because it's genuinely the best play that I have. But yeah, we don't know the last one, but I will sit here. Because he never wins this 1v1. Even if we get full parried like 3 times in a row, he can't kill us. It's three full parries in a row and 3 crits. It's super fucking lame, but genuinely like this is the best play for me to make. It sucks. It sucks. But yeah, the para is annoying, obviously, but because of leftovers and that, like, he can never actually deal damage to us because of leftovers and leech seed, so this is so fucking lame. I'm so sorry. I will probably speed this up in the editing process, so I'll probably shut up until something actually happens, because this is obviously super lame. I'll speed this up in the editing, which actually let me put a note on that. There we go. There's the crit. But he needs 3 of those in a row in order to kill us, so. Here we go. Census. This is so fucking goofy. I'm kind of happy that I don't have a Salmon like this in the other team. I'm just the one reason also that I didn't want to go into Quag was because actually if getting full para there is really good for us because it saves PP. Like these full paras actually are good for us because it saves PP. He's not even going for sleep talk anymore, which is funny. But I think it matters on the long run. Now here is the question. Do I make the hard call out that he doesn't go for it anymore and actually advance the game state? The issue there is I might always lose if I do that. Yeah, this is, I could go in the Quag, but at the same time, like, it's literally the optimal way for me to play. Just this thing, like I said, he can never kill us. And once we get this thing to struggle, then, you know, obviously it's worthless. And at the same time, like, I go here, then he goes into Scyther, or he rolls the 33% chance on the Sleep Talk. Like, I just might lose there, so. Do I encore the rest? I could just encore the rest, actually, and go into this thing, because it's sleep-seated. Okay, he did sleep talk this time. We can't. Oh, okay, that's cool. I did not know that you can't encore sleep talk, but I'm glad I didn't switch out my strategies here, because otherwise, you know, 6 more rests to go. Get some get some elevator music going if you're enjoying this gameplay. Once he's out of Sleep Talks and he rests though. Do I want to go into Quack there? This turn he will rest, but he has Sleep Talks. The peak that is Gen 2. What if he gets full para at like 16 turns in a row? Can't believe that I told Yudo that. Yeah, we'll just play Pokemon and after that I'm down the game. And then this is what we're doing. Oh hey, miscounted his sleep turns now. That's funny. I guess it doesn't really matter. 4 more rests. Only 2 more sleep talks though. So next time he rests, he will actually be out of commission afterwards. So this is the last rest when we actually need to be afraid. Wait, sleep talk, call, and rest actually works? That's funny. I genuinely didn't know that works. There's the last sleep talk. Now he will wake up and click rest. I'll actually stay in and wait for him to actually call Dio rest himself. There's no thunderbolting? Although, are we speed tying? No way, right? We shouldn't be. I should be faster when he's paralyzed. Yeah, never mind. I was... Oh! It breaks the mold. And we got full parried. It doesn't matter. I went for Anchor anyway. Once again, he knows I'm going into this. And actually, because he knows that, I will not be going into it. And I will instead be clicking Stun Spore. He knows this is so important for me. He's not thinking that I'm staying in. This would be a really insane prediction by him if he flamethrowers here. But I need this thing paralyzed. And another crit. At least we land the para. But I guess he doesn't have better moves to hit Blastoise with than Extreme Speed. But I mean, he needs a crit or we just rest here. If he crits me again, I'm gonna be so sad. Because this game should be a lock-in. Assuming that his last one isn't something that immediately wins. And there we go. We go back to Mr. Shrag. Does he double into Arcanine? He does not. It's fine. He needs a crit here or us to full pair. Yeah, this game just wants me to fucking lose, huh? I mean, we kill this thing with explosion, so it doesn't matter. If he switches into anything else to take the explosion, I'm fine with that as well. If he unveils his last mon, that's fine. I don't give a shit. But dude, like, today, I've been fighting 3 players, 2 of which is just hacks, and the 3rd one being Jeexx. There it is. That's fine. We get a safe switch in like this, and we still put him down to half. And I think another issue is we don't really have stuff to beat. We don't have stuff to beat Lantern with is the issue. We need this to call the right move or we just lose. But I mean, if I lose 2 games to hacks, then I lose 2 games to hacks. Nothing we can do about that at that point. Genuinely, like, I played this game correct. I don't think... Like, I could have made some crazy predictions. I don't really think I had misplays in this game. It's literally just, like, the paralysis on jump off, like, it was going to happen eventually. Like, that's not a hack that I'm sad about. It's a 10% chance that's going to happen at some point. But, like, the crit that mattered so much is, like, that's annoying. But, yeah, we need this to be Surf or we lose. Okay. Now, the issue is we needed to call Surf again. There's nothing he can do to kill us. Oh, he's rest too? Interesting. So it's rest, sleep talk, and source dance, and is it a rock or a water move? I'm assuming a water move. The issue is we don't have lead sheet for Quag, so Quag is kind of worthless here. Oh, he's just rest without... Okay, I see. Unfortunately, we are here banking for crits now. But, I mean, if he's going to win 2 games purely on crits, I think it is, like, fine for us to literally play for the crits. Because there's nothing else we can do here at this point. But now when I know he's not Sleep Talk, I can also go Ampharos on this and start clicking Thunderbolt. That's fine. He always rests here, but he doesn't have Sleep Talks anymore, right? That's the thing. I know he will rest. Do I know that he will rest? No. He might Thunderbolt. Either one of those. This is a good switch in though. And the one chance that we can have to go into this thing. So. That's an insane prediction to make. I mean, at least he did have a good play to win him this one. But yeah. I will bank this set loss on. That's a really good prediction though. But this set was won because of hacks. Well, we do get 1 crit. Unfortunately, I don't think it matters here. Actually, it might matter because this thing is asleep. Well, now we're banking on our Thunders hitting. We need this Thunder to hit. Yeah, actually, if our Thunders hit, we just win. I mean that Arcanine doesn't have much, but we do have this for Arcanine. If we also... That's fine. Is it going to PP stall us? Exactly 47%. Is it a roll? I need to see if this is a... roll or not. Thunder is 46. It's a 1% chance... Wait, no. It's like a 10% chance to not kill. That's insane. Oh, he missed the sleep counter. I see. Okay, thank God we hit. Please go Scyther. Please go Scyther. Fuck. Okay, we need this Thunder to hit. This is the most important Thunder. If this hits, we win. I can't fucking believe I won this game. Oh yeah, it's Scyther with... It's Kabutops with Rest and Swords Dance. I don't know anything else. Oh, that doesn't do nothing. Oh wait, he also doesn't do anything. Oh yeah, it's Bug Fly. I'm so stupid. Why did I do that? Yeah, never mind. Holy fuck. GG. Oh, he just left. Okay. Hopefully he remembers it needs to be the other team. Oh, I need to change the lead though, I think. Quillfish is so fucking terrifying is the issue. I don't have ways to deal with it, man. I'm gonna keep my same lead. It's genuinely I believe if the hacks aren't as insane, I can just win with these leads. I know he has all his... Actually, no, I know his Mons. Yeah, never mind. I can do Quillfish first, because I know his Mons. Now, he might predict me to do that, but at this point, my brain is so fried, so yeah. I don't know everything about his Mons, but I know a lot of the stuff that his Mons have, so. Oh yeah, I did see also Wing Attack on Scyther. The Destiny Bond is the thing that I need to be scariest about, and I need to have my Blossom for the Lantern. But this time I actually have moves to hit it with, so I can actually beat it 1v1 and not just stall it out 1v1. Actually, should I have changed? Because if he doesn't... Would he lead Pineco though? I don't think he leads Pineco. Yeah, no, I'll keep these. I'll keep these. I don't think he leads Pineco. Like, genuinely. If he leads Haunter though, what the fuck do I do? Haunter is actually the one lead that fucks me up. Would he lead Haunter though? I'll keep to it. I've been calcing shit and I've been stressing out about shit. That's whatever. But yeah, Jeexx is gonna play the team that he just played, and I'm gonna play my first team because it's the teams that lost. Let me actually ask. Okay, he's thinking up his lead. I do think my Spiker is really important in this one though. But like I said, like the only real punish is him leading Haunter, which isn't a bad lead in any means. But like Haunter doesn't have the greatest matchup into a lot of these things here. So, but we'll see. Because if he, because I know he's itemless and thief. If he wants a thief like my Quillfish, I'm perfectly fine with that. Like Slowbro and Nidoqueen are the two mons that I can't let their lefties be stolen. If it's Bull or Quillfish, then that's fine. But also I need to be aware that he has the Haunter, so Gramble needs to be like kept in wraps a little bit until Haunter is gone. But like Gramble doesn't do a lot in this game, I know, I won't lie. Like Gramble is actually really bad into his team. But that's also why like I think like move changes would be fucked. Because like either obviously at this point like I would want to change the moves. But I think like at that point it's too many layers. Because it is like we're trying to simulate an actual like tournament set, and then you know. Alright, he did keep Pineco. He can't Toxic us, so he will immediately just go for Spikes. We could go for Sludge Bomb to hope for a poison. Actually, do I do that? No, I'll just get the spikes up. I'd rather not overthink it. But yeah. We know Toxic, Explosion, and Spikes. I think this, like, now knowledge of your opponent's moveset, like, also adds a layer. So I think, like, well, that's fine. And then we'll Sludge Bomb. He brings this thing in. Now this thing will have Thunderbolt, I'm pretty sure. I'm thinking it's going to Thief here though, and I would rather, like I said, I would rather it take my lefties here, so I will Hydro Pump here. It's not going to do much, because, like, I think Quillfish is base 55 special attack, yeah, 208 special attack, it won't do much. But yeah, I'd rather him take my lefties here than somebody else's. And actually, I don't think he kills us with Thunderbolt. If we're changing these into each other, it's kind of good, but at the same time, like, this can obviously spin. Am I predicting a Destiny Bond here? I am. This has the double sweeper. This is too important for me. There's no way he Thunderbolts, right? Let me make sure that I know how Destiny Bond, because is it guaranteed always? I think he always takes one of my mons with D-Bond is the issue here. And now the question here is what would I give him? And the thing here is that as much as I don't like giving this thing up, I think it's the best thing to give up, honestly. Is the issue. Because, like, oh, he switches. I think this thing will SD, right? He's faster than me. I don't think he kills us with anything. I'll Sludge Bomb first and then we'll Haze. He might also Baton Pass. If he Baton Passes back into Haunter, then that's fine. Yep. That's the SD. There we go. And now he needs to go for an attacking move. And it's a roll for us to kill with Sludge Bomb. I'll just Haze. Actually, is it a roll? Sludge Bomb is 33. Yeah, too much of a roll. We'll just haste. That's fine. Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. And now does he go into Kabutops? I'm guessing so. But this is a perfect turn for us. But yeah, Haunter is really fucking annoying for this team, because I don't have a fast enough mon to deal with Destiny Bond. I kind of need it to be actually paralyzed, because Destiny Bond doesn't have priority. But now he knows that I'm staying in. He goes into Pineco for Explosion, I guess. Is it going to be spinning? I mean, I always Sludge Bomb here. I would assume Explosion kills, but I don't mind losing this thing if he... that's fine. I guess I could calc it just so I know that I will have... Like, as long as I have spikes up when this thing... Explosion always kills. Okay. He might explode here, so we'll set up spikes. And now he explodes. Yeah. That's fine. As long as I have spikes up when the explosion happens, we're chilling. And now here... I think I'll just go Slowbro. He also didn't have... Okay, now here he Destiny Bonds. What happens if we kill it with Leech Seed? But this is the most obvious Destiny Bond of all time. I can outspeed this thing with Scyther always. And after Para, I outspeed it with everything, right? Yeah. So we know he's gonna Destiny Bond, so we will go into Blossom and we'll throw the Stun Spore. Because getting this thing parried is really important, but anything else in his team is also nice to para. He will not go into Lantern for this. Yeah, there it is. That's perfect, fine. And then the next turn it also stays up. Also, would like to see like what other things he has, but we'll go stun spore here. If we paralyze this, it's best case scenario. If he switches into anything else, it's perfectly fine. Everything else in his team we want paralyzed except for the lantern, which we can beat in 1v1 with Blossom. Lavigo goes Arcanine here. Yep, makes sense. We get the stun spore on this thing. And then the question here is, do we just go back into Slowbro? I think we do. We don't know what else he has, but he didn't seem to have a lot of stuff to touch Blastoise with. So what else would you even have on this Mon? You definitely have an HP, right? Maybe Roar? Maybe Crunch? Does he Roar? No, he just Flamethrowers. Okay. Don't burn. Thank you. And we know his team. He's most likely going into Lantern here. Actually, I know he's going into Lantern, so I will Psychic. Actually, what if he has Crunch, though? What if this is where he unveils the Crunch? I would assume... actually, you know what? Now when I think about it, it might be a Rest Talker set as well. Crunch does like 40%. Yeah, we don't give a shit about Crunch. He's lower than us anyway. Yeah, we don't give a shit about Crunch. I'd rather Psychic. Yeah. I think this was pretty obvious, so we will Psychic here. This thing does have Thunderbolts, which we do need to be aware of. But the question, yeah, I'd rather not. If he backs out into something else, we can Stun Spore, Leech Seed, anything else. I'd rather not predict on Lantern. We can always beat this thing when we won with this. Then we got Leech Seed. That's perfectly fine. Ah, shit. Here we go again. No, but this time not really, because we have HP Grass. If he kills this thing, do we give a shit? As long as Stun Spore. This thing is so important for us, though. I think I'll Stun Spore this one. Yep. Please hit. That's devastating. I think we lost. I think we lost on that. I genuinely think that one lost us the game. I'm pretty sure we just lost the game. If I lose the game on a Stun Spore miss after losing game 1 on... It's HP bug. It's HP bug. I know it's HP bug. So now, what can live it is the question. It needs to be Nidoqueen, right? Nidoqueen and Inner Power bug at +2. Not much. Wing attack is 46. And we do it back with Ice Beam. Thunder is basically guaranteed KO. If we miss the Thunder, we immediately lose. Actually, yeah, Thunder never kills at this range. And we'll still need to go for it. It's 30% paralysis too. God, I'm gonna be so mad if I lose the game on a fucking Stun Spore miss. If he's predicting HP ground and clicking that on my Blossom, then he's a beast. I think you always run HP ground on this, but I think like if you're clicking that on Blossom, I think it's obviously HP bug. And he wanted a bug type stab. Unfortunately, Thunder can't kill here, which is why like this is still gonna come down to basically a speed tie. Actually, no, we will just kill him, but we will be super low life afterwards. Yeah, it's bug. Please kill. Please power, please power. That's the biggest para I have ever seen in my life. We are back in this game. He's always switching out here. I'm not risking letting this thing live. I'm just clicking Ice Beam. That's fine. I don't think we kill with Earthquake, but the thing here is that Surf doesn't kill us, and he has a 66% chance to call something that's not Surf. If he gets Surf, he's so lucky. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the chances of him calling Surf are so fucking low. And, like, Nidoqueen is so important against his team because, like, Earthquake just kills everything. Literally everything else except for Scyther is weak to Earthquake. I don't think even with Wing Attack, like, happens, but bro, if we win this, I will say though, like, the paralysis is big, so. I'll just throw that. Makes sense. But now Ice Beam just kills. I'm counting everything at this point, bro. This game is too close for comfort. Okay, that's big. That's big. He's playing it right though, like getting more recovery on Smogon. There's no way he... Yeah, there's no way he Sorcery Dances here. Interesting. I'm not risking another miss. I'm not. That's fine. At this point, we win with Nidoqueen. We're fine to sack this. I will lead sheet whatever comes in. We'll get lead seeded, and then we go into Nidoqueen. Crunch. All right. We want him to kill us, right? So do I just stay in and click lead sheet on everything, or do I just go Nidoqueen here? I think I go Nidoqueen here. Even if he switches, we're fine with that. Well, and I think that's going to be GG's. Am I predicting Scyther to come in? Yes. Do I care? No. That's scary. I think the skills. Yep. And it should be all she wrote. Now he goes for a water move, but do we beat the Scyther anyway? I think we do. Do I risk it? Actually, wait, it's paralyzed. Yeah, we always do. Yeah, I'm not risking it. I'm just staying in and clicking Earthquake. Okay, Ancient Power was the attacking move. That's fine. And now we click Thunder just in case he goes Scyther. If we miss it though, it sucks, but okay. Just staying in. And we do hit it. I can't fucking believe I won this set. I can't fucking believe I won this set. GG. I think without the paralysis on Scyther, it gets super hairy. But after all the shit that I went through, I think that's fair enough. GG's, man.
Geekies.
Brother.
That last game,
If
when the
I-
stun spore missed,
I
the
was-
stun spore missing was like, my heart rate jumped.
I was literally gonna say, like, if I, after what I lost game 1 to, if I lose the set to missing stun spore in that situation, I'm gonna be fucking livid. But I was literally like earlier, like saying that on the Thunder on Scyther, that if it quits or if it paralyzes, we can still win this. And it did get the para. I mean, obviously Thunder is 30% chance instead of 10% that Thunderbolt is.
It's pretty
so it's still like,
But also hit rate is,
yeah. But
it's balanced out.
But yeah, it's still like, without that, I might lose. My last one was Scyther though, so like after it was parried, like I was always like, I can just click Wing Attack on the Scyther and win that way. But Jesus fucking Christ.
The first game is like
I'm
the most
going-
hacks I think we've ever seen.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it is insane to me that that game had more hacks than any of our sets in Generation fucking 1.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just fucking insane, man.
But yeah, I did have a couple things I said that I probably could have done better, but I did say that I think that was decided by hacks, so I'm not gonna feel too bummed out about it. And I did feel like this team was my stronger team, so
Yeah.
like if I don't get absolutely annihilated by hacks, I think we should be fine. But yeah,
So I was sitting here thinking for a bit, like, how do I deal with Granbull? Because if you just go Granbull out immediately, depending, I don't know what your moveset is outside of
I can tell you
Curse,
in a
right?
little bit. But yeah, go finish your thought.
But like the idea was, well, if he drops Granbull against this team immediately, nothing kills it. The only thing that kills it is an explosion range, and then I lose because I've lost spikes essentially. I've lost like all the chip I need against everything else.
That's so funny because you know what I said before, like we went into this game about specifically my Gramble.
Yeah.
Gramble doesn't do anything against his team, so I think like if I need to sack something, I'm gonna sack Gramble. So
That's interesting.
my set is Sleep Talk, Rest, Curse, and Return. So you have
what?
you have a Ghost type, which obviously I can't touch. Then you have a Rock type in Kabutops as well, which can pretty like freely just set up on my Gramble. So in this specific matchup, it doesn't do anything. The whole idea about like Gramble is because there was just one Ghost type in the entire format. I'm like, I don't need anything else but apart from Return, because there is one Ghost type and there are what, 2 Rock types and a Steel type, right? If I recall correctly. Yeah,
Yeah,
2 Rock
Magnetized
types and a Steel type, and that's it. So I'm like, the chances of me running into that shit is so low. And once again, out of the 3 things in the entire tier, 2 of those are in your team. Also, what's the first team you played? Was it JoJo Stance?
Yeah.
I saw
It's
weather
our,
report and I
Weatherstein.
immediately after 40 seconds of games, I'm only seeing weather report. I think this is gonna be JoJo Stance.
Yeah, it's weather report for Coolfish. Catch the Rainbow from Part 7 on Gyarados, which is a stand that allows the user to walk on water and manipulate water, like it's like completely solid. And Oasis is sounds like a water-themed stand. It's the guy from Part 5 that can swim through concrete. Heavy Weather is just an attack made by Weather Report, but it's essentially treated as a separate version of Weather Report. And Mr. President is the turtle from Part 5. That's the stand. And Miracles is... It's not an actual stand, but Miracles is the song by Insane Clown Posse, where they have the line, fucking magnets, how do they work? And it's like, perfect. If Araki ever makes a magnet stand, he should just name it Miracles or Insane Clown Posse.
Also, you're a fucking freak for running 5 water types in one team.
Yeah. With Rain Dance as the main goal, yeah. Yeah. I went into this like, okay, I'm gonna run as many water types as I can. One of them is decent against grass. Like 2 of them are decent against grass. One of them fucking explodes against grass. Then I have an electric type that can utilize the rain that I'm setting along with hidden power ice to check the grass types, while also resisting the grass attacks themselves, and having thunder as the only attacking move outside hidden power ice because it's gonna be a guaranteed hit. And I have rest to make sure that it doesn't die.
That's funny.
This felt like a fucking. I'm gonna go balls deep, and if we die, we die.
I respect it.
Yeah.
But then I don't really have like any weird. I think like all of my sets are pretty standard in the first team. The second team, it was Belly Drum Quag, which I guess is a little out of the ordinary, and then Hypno is just seismic toss, so psychic and seismic toss to basically just hit anything with Rest and Sleep Talk. But it's like my sets were like pretty standard. Apart from that, other than like Jump Love also didn't have an attacking move.
Yeah, I figured after you were like spamming your stun spore on me.
Yeah, I mean, I never lose to Lantern. Stunspore has 48 PP, so it's literally. I think I said it like you need 3 crits in a row or a bunch of paralyses in a row, which ended up happening. I think it was 2 full paras and a crit. So yeah,
I was like talking to myself here, thinking, okay, if I get a full power and a crit, I swap out. Like that was like the game plan. If I ever hit a full power and a crit in the same turn with Sleep Talk or just Thunderbolt on the waking up turn, I just swap into Scyther and I pray the stun spore doesn't land. Because at that point, I might as well go take the fucking lottery.
I was gonna say, let us calculate the odds of what you just said happened.
Bro, getting the crit and the full power on a single turn is already like, come on, man. So might as well just go and
yeah, I mean,
gamble.
that's exactly what I kind of. And this. Wait, how did you do probability? Fuck, I forgot how to do probability. Because it's a 30 out of 100 chance for full para, and it's a 6.5 out of 100 chance for crits.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be this times. So wait. So it's this, and then it's
percentage chance of thing happening versus
this times this. So the chance of you getting that turn is 0.02%.
That's better odds than FGO SSRs. Holy shit! We stay winning. Never
Honestly,
stop gambling.
I'm just happy I pulled off at the end. Let this be a
Except, I
lesson.
think-
You can't win despite terrible RNG.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Don't let the bastards grind you down.
But yeah,
Dude, I think this-
the first game was insane. Also, I'm
like the-
obviously I'm just gonna speed up in the. I said at some point like I'm
No!
gonna speed up the footage of Jump Off versus Lantern. I think it makes it funnier because I will make it 8 times and it's still gonna be probably like 30 seconds.
the rest of the match.
It's really funny.
I think that was beautiful. I like the first Gen 2 match that we had didn't really encapsulate Gen 2 as I was being told it would be. Like Glitchy was saying, Gen 2 is very slow.
Yeah, that's
Gen-
why
the first-
initially when you said that like Gen 2 like it would be Aspat, I was like yeah. Thinking in my mind where it's like so it's gonna be a spike setter and 5 rest talkers.
Okay, but this is still more engaging than Gen 1. I think.
Say that
Even if
after
you had-
you play against that game 1. I assure you, if that game 1 happens to you halfway through it, you're gone. Jeexx forfeited
I am
and
gone.
left. That's why
I
it's
mean,
reading on my
honestly-
screen.
Honestly, I won't deny that. I will not deny that. But at the same time, like that wasn't Gen 2. That was Pokemon, right?
That is true.
Yeah. Like we can't just place that on like Gen 2 having that issue.
Yeah.
That's like an overall issue of like the game being based off of odds. But in Gen 1, it was like nothing was guaranteed. Everything was random.
The game was preying on my
This time-
downfall, but bitch, it's not how hard you can get hit. It's about how hard you get. No, fuck. I fucked up the
What?
editor. Cut that. It's not how hard you can hit. It's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Yeah. They knocked me down, but I get back up again. They can never keep me down.
Fuck.
Man. Bro, you
Anyways.
did it.
It was still.
Second team was named after Fear and Hunger enemies, by the way.
Oh, I see. That I had no idea. Oh yeah, wait. What? I don't think I had a theme in my notes. What the? Oh yeah, never mind. I did have
Silver Scrapes.
Okay, yeah.
Doo-doo-doo.
The first one was okay. This is gonna be so fucking stupid. So the team, my first team's name is Please No Aerodactyl, Crobat, or Electrode. That's what the team is called. So because obviously Slider's really fucking good, but if you look at the tier, a rock type that's faster than it, an electric type that speed tests with it, an electric type that is faster than it, and a Crobat that is faster than it and has access to haze. So it was literally, okay, if these mons are in my future, I perish. So initially I was like, all right, it's going to be like League World's Anthem stuff. So that's why there was like, there was Rise and, it was Silver Scrapes, obviously not exactly an anthem. It was not Airwalking,
It is.
then it was Rise, then it was Bat Chest, that's just an emote, and it's
Bat Chest.
Warrior, because Warriors, and then Ignite. And the idea here was, I need to remember that I have this stuff specifically to counter specific shit. So the reason why Nidoqueen is called Bat Chest is so I remember, hey, this is what I use to deal with Crobat. And the reason why Slowbro is called not airwalking is because, okay, obviously it's slow, it's not airwalking, but at the same time, it's there to deal with the other flyer, Aerodactyl, that I need to remember. So at that point, it was like, all right, Bat Chest, it's kind of Twitch adjacent. I need something else here. So it's like, I don't want to just make this a World's Anthem, so I'm going to make it
Arcane.
something adjacent to it. So there's Silver Scrapes and stuff like that. But it was literally like, hey, I basically have Alzheimer's, so I need to do this. And the other one was, there was nothing there. It's El Juego de Pineco. Shell Shocker is for the first Pokemon movie. That's what the girl's Blastoise was called. Mr. Swag, Jumpluff. He doesn't need an attack move. He's Mr. Swag. Alfred, because if you just look at the Quagsire, I mean, that's Alfred. Ampharos is called Yippee, because this was initially supposed to be Crobat. Then I realized that electric types are too good here, and I rarely get to use Ampharos in a way where I think it makes sense. And at the same time, by the way, Ampharos had Thunder. The reason for this, I mentioned the earlier Mons of Doom. So, Thunder on Ampharos, Oko's Scyther, Oko's Aerodactyl, and Oko's, I think, was a good roll to Oko Crobat. Thunderbolt doesn't do any of those things. So I was literally like, I don't like using inconsistent moves, but being able to Oko all of these Mons is so fucking big. So that's why I went for Thunder.
I think the fact that the Emperors was on the team again that had Rain Dance on it, is kind of wild.
It is pretty funny.
That would have been just like GG's, thanks.
And then Hypno is
I
called...
didn't drop Rain Dance because of that.
Yeah. And then Hypno is called Don't Google It. I'm not going to explain that. You can go...
Did you know that Hypno beat the allegations?
Did he?
Hypno beat the allegations.
That's awesome.
Hypno has been confirmed not to be a weirdo.
Wait. Those allegations were never about Hypno. It was Hisuian Typhlosion, right?
No. See, there's a different allegation. So Hypno has been... Before the Hisuian Typhlosion allegation showed up recently, Hypno's always been treated as a weirdo for having the ability to put people to sleep. And that's fucked up, isn't it?
I mean...
You just have to think about that for a moment, and suddenly becomes very fucking weird.
It is called Hypno,
Japan?
So, you know.
Yeah.
And it is a
There's enough thin books about this. Yeah. Enough thin books to tell you about this story, so... But then Hisuian Typhlosion came out, and people were like, wait, Hypno, we were so wrong about you, bro.
Which is fucked up, by the way,
true
because
criminal.
Hisuian Typhlosion, I think, is cool, because I thought Typhlosion was also always cool. It's dog water, so now it's like, alright, let's give it dual stab, and actually now, you know, it has some coverage.
Yeah.
What is... Oh. Alright, Cloud.
What allegations? Don't worry about Ryuga. Don't worry about Ryuga.
Anyways, if you want to talk about Pokemon allegations, go over to twitch.tv/Jeexx live every single Sunday, except when he's not. And you can talk with him about allegations on Pokemon. And if you ever need to see a fucking beast prevail despite all odds, you can find that right here every week on YouTube. Weebfox.
You need to pull the Kamina pose and put Liber Me from Hell here.
I don't know what the fuck you just said.
Beat the unbeatable, break the unbreakable, row, fight the power.
I'm just saying the house
Touch the
edit of
untouchable.
that. Shout out house.
Yeah.
But
Base.
yeah. Anything else to say here before?
So my original team won. Before I was like, oh, I gotta put in spikes.
I'm looking right now.
Electrode, Scyther, Piloswine, Crobat, Arcanine, Vileplume.
Bro was.
So I would have had two of them again that you were afraid of. Going up against the first team.
I need to know at this point, like, if I see something that is like, all right, it's a threat, but there's a couple of them, so the likelihood of them coming up, I know they will come up.
They will come. Bro, he's gonna be like, this dude's fucking reading the meta. And then he's like, me like Electrode, he fast. Me like
The
Combat,
layers.
he cool.
The layers.
layers, the mind games.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for us. Thank you so very much for watching, and we will see you next time for Generation 2 NU, right? Yeah, we don't get RU until Gen 3, I think. So it is straight into NU with Generation 2. And our spikers, I think we will have 2 spikers left total, because if I'm not mistaken, Panko is obviously NU, and if I'm not mistaken, the only other spiker that exists at this point is fucking Delibird.
We stay winning. Delibird's coming in.
Yeah, don't be surprised if one of my teams doesn't have spikes. I'm still contemplating it, but at least, like, obviously PU and ZU, then at most there's one spiker, and ZU there will be no spikes, which honestly is kind of cool, but we'll see. He's got a present for you. Luckily, he actually gets some other moves as well. Like, I think he also gets Rapid Spoon, which is really fucking weird.
Spin Spikes Toxic Thief. Yeah, why not?
That's really funny. That's literally the set that I was envisioning. It is the exact set, because it's like, this dumbass is not doing damage. I'm gonna take one of your fuckers' leftovers. I'm gonna leave one or two things poisoned. I'm gonna leave a layer of spikes, and I'm going to kill myself. Goodbye.
Sarabada.
But yeah. We'll be back with Gen 2 NU next week. Thank you so very much for watching, and have a great rest of your... I'm still standing. Have a great rest of your week. And once again, a reminder that there are other talks as well on the Jeexx Twitch channel than Pokemon allegations. Although they do tend to dominate the discussion for like 60 to 70% of the stream. But there's also Final Fantasy roleplay and other shenanigans going on that you can only see if you go there. So, go support my boy, and we will see you next week. Peace.